emfa emamo quickly last week your bremo updates about Nana Kwame Bediako on it Kensington residentials na eho ensem with Cola Holdings and net dine osu number 1 Oxford Street yeji Eddie free in some months ago no ebeto dwa na the updates bremo say o makwa appeal na say am no ka say Nana Kwame Bediako court ahye net dine number 1 Oxford Street on Nicola Holdings and a Kabomu under Kensington Residential Partners 1 and Omusi no a whole sum of $14.9 million and I was an Anakwa Media Kutia Edema Cola Holdings normally offset bank bosi omukoje yedisi sada no sisi akota say a dia omo Edema Cola Holdings omo me take over for the failure say Anakwa Media ku entimi entry asasika no enti omo enye dining free nsem no omo asa return dino ede ama Nana Kwame Bediako enti update ede bramo police for gina ho omo de red paint ni ade twetwe ho ni nyina sisi am no ka say court ahye say yen sanfa edan no sanfa man Nana Kwame Bediako update ede bramo na che say omo de nsem na court say high court nsem omo de baaye and court nsem omo de baaye say yen dining free nsem no okoya appeal because on tia say oni obi aka bo makoje bosia say de be ye adwuma na sika no wona wo se wakwakotua 100% of it ejimi 50% na aka na wo se meso me den me ba betua but me yenye sika time a ye see dan no operations ani ye nyina from covid time ni nyina ye se den nye sika bia metimi aboabo no de akotua me part of it no enti ye den na mo ba se court se mo mra meje dan no because a UK court e me rule here se Cola Holdings omumra na omo take over number 1 Oxford Street enti o de court say sa ruling na ba ye no omo emontungu emfama Nana Kwame Bediako enti after 1 month eni akire ye gi dan no edi free Nana Kwame Bediako nsem no de betimi edema mo ne say court asahye say yen sanfa ema Nana Kwame Bediako court overseas take over of CHEDDAR's number 1 Oxford Street Hotel enti eno ena ye de update no ede ema mo no enti nsem no sen ena si court so court because ye de buy na ensem no court say omo ya appeal Nana Kwame Bediako ya appeal but still na Cola Holdings any the receiver no omo take over but then Nana Kwame Bediako say ye de appeal ne ba so win all ensem ne operations within that period no e be ensem bebre say e be sa de ama no ne hu sika sem bebre but still na no say am no ka say appeal no enya akoso ruling na banti on your screens court orders supervised handover enti o say enimonimu ye Cola Holdings any the receiver omo kabo mu e de take over number 1 Oxford Street no court order say you supervising almost and returning everything back to Nana Kwame Bediako and Kensington Residential Partners 1. Justice Nuku Alifo further directed that the handover to be conducted under the supervision of the High Court Registrar. The court said a joint inventory of the hotel, its assets and other items in the respondent's possession must be conducted as part of the handover process. The respondents were additionally ordered to submit full financial accounts relating to the receivership within 7 days. The ruling effectively reverses the July 23rd takeover and restores Kensington Residential Partners 1's Limited's possession of the number 1 Oxford Street Hotel, subject to any further legal proceedings arising from the dispute. Any updates, any assets, financials, reports be also within the period taking over and also making sure say betina say now handi over bibia ama back to Nana Kwame Bediako. So an Accra High Court has ordered the immediate return of number 1 Oxford Street Hotel to Kensington Residential Partners Limited, Partners 1 Limited, overturning the previous takeover of the property linked to the business mogul Nana Kwame Bediako, popularly known as CHEDDAR. And any updates. So now we can say yes indeed. Order a free UK buy somewhere July 23rd. Ana ni amano dodu any Cola Holdings ni amano dodu no de Ghana. Cola Holdings any the juma e for there omo UK enti ni amano dodu ne de share nsa se onko no nkoje dan no ema court ema police escort eka receiver no ho eye ni amano dodu ho ema omo ko mountain me ga say checkpoint e hotel ho na omo take over operations within there's a 1 month in India omo na area adwuma ni nyina ewo number 1 Oxford Street. And what we have on your screens is what happened at the court. And the presiding judge, Justice John Mark Nuku Alifo, ruled on Friday, August 21st, 2026, that the takeover of the property on July 3rd, 23rd by Ni Amano Dodu and Kola Holdings Limited was unlawful and in breach of the rules of the Court of Appeal. And the takeover na yede Emma Omono with Court of Appeal, and the Emma Ni Amano Dodu Nicola Holdings say omo eme take over a dino na or say that there's some level of breach be a wom enti omo abo ensem no e de atoagu ama sese no omo si omo san return dino enfama na kwame bedi akọ because oko lending and borrowing mrani mu a sa me de oka metua ene ade no say yan fa dan na anye collateral a untimi ma me fa dan no say odi ba be take over because a book be able to the side and the collateral. The only thing that happened was Omoji Sikano, that is the project now Kola Holdings any near Mano do so still no Montiasie. Enti I was say Omo seeking for stay of execution. And the receiver six stay of execution after High Court ordered him to hand back number 1 Oxford Street Hotel to CHEDDAR's company. And stay of execution, the executioner a free UK court hobaye, Emma Court of Appeal so be told so say Yama omo police and I say police for no hotel no take you over no omo say no still na no etwa so eye adwuma na high court dia odi abasese ene de omo esan so eye den ebotugu. Now on your screen the high court in Accra on Friday August 21st, so we know what is the receiver? The receiver is Ni Amano Dodu and then Kola Holdings. What other step no ateki after say among Sanfa Dino and Mabak Nana Kwame Bedi Akono. So the receiver, Ni Amano Dodu, who took over the number 1 Oxford Street Hotel on behalf of Kola Holdings, has however filed an appeal against the Friday ruling together with Kola Holdings, a partner company of businessman Nana Kwame Bedi Akono, commonly known as CHEDDAR or Freedom Jacob Caesar. And see, I know update they didn't count the amount that say Kola Holdings ni Raya Azad Kola. On na kwame bedi akona aka bom their business partners no wo musika bom omko sika baby e de beka bom edi sa adwuma no enti eno eho update na ye de emam no enti the High Court in Accra presided over by Justice John Mark Alifo following an appeal by Bedi Ako's company on Friday set aside the receiver's possession of the property and ordered him to redeliver the hotel to Bedi Ako's Kensington Residential Partners 1 Limited. So in the motion asking for a stay of execution of the order to redeliver the hotel, the receiver argued that the ruling was patently in error, inconsistent with the Constitution and the Borrowers and Lenders Act 2020, Act 1052, and disregarded a binding decision of the Court of Appeal. And he says, the was saying, take you over. Busumi Beba Kuni, or take you over, CCA, Accra High Court, as also the Abba said, they should give the hotel back to Nana Kwame Bediako and Kensington Residential Partners 1, no, or more Aquaco Siki for stay of execution. Not just still, now they want to still take over or have control over the hotel. Any updater, CCA, yeah, the MMO, because Nana Kwame Bediako no Chemo, only say SCCB and Omu ACC, because there are no records in purchase and Azad Kola, Wakako Tiasa Sikano, because take over no and check. Ubetiane say hotel no omaton adio musika na omodeko enti na is totally enya de say sa dan no be ba sa be hye na kwa be di akon ensa bio enti eno omode mra kwan so ene na be di we ho nje say na am say be ko 1 month 1 month anisa because na kwa be di akon enso take over or take you over no say stay of execution no omoko no mokoye na say Azad Kola ne company omo sanso winia na just say they have to return the building back to the receivers, which is Ni Amano Doju and then Azad Kola. 14.9 million dollars I also Nana Kwame Bediako also tuano no hu ni say e wo se yetena se na ye dwene ho ni hu se sen ne ye di sika no e fa so aye betimi atua ama na ye because ye nyina na ye ka bom se ye adwuma e na adwuma no se de wo se ko no nya sa na ekọ e na wo na wo sika no akotua wo part of the obligation ba me de ni nya ntua ye wo so atua ama me nti e dan ye ka sika ni bo mu esi ye no obeje Nana Kwame Bediako say it is or say it is unlawful and also the court no court afọ so sampa emrabia ni ho a eche se e wo so mo ba na omo ebe take over eye edan no ejise am no ga say de Nana Kwame Bediako ensem o kekan ye about say omo echinchim ne nsaje they are giving multiple ways to recollect that particular money no say no kra ya abemo a sisi am no ga say de ya san so de dan no ama Nana Kwame Bediako e back as sisi e court a share say omo hwe say handing over the process no ebeko so jojo court ba ko say police won ko hwe na yenyi dan no every Nana Kwame Bediako nsem appeals court and as say so there another court agi atum say yes yen hwe na yen san hand over back to Nana Kwame Bediako enti anoni update no quickly no ye beto ansem no so na ye de amamo on your screens KFC memory da etwa mu memory da etwa mu 2 weeks back and omo 15 years anniversary omo say omo products ana omo niema enuane omo ton wo ho no omo eton ni nyina at a flat rate of 15 Ghana cedis. So the 15 cedis ba omo ka kotobi amount for kosa line anajo 12 anajo 10 PM nyina na amount for different locations omo etwen sa de be chiam ya bi shop no na je say omo akwakwakwaje omo KFC 15 Ghana cedis ho twedebo any pinami nyina hane police for any security men asumbodie amount for GB pa on that particular day. Now Reverend Mensa Otabel and the Sababa Betuja or see the kind of seriousness people attached to 15 Ghana cedis and number of person mo we no so omo de sa energy na e ko ma brabom omo bibia omo yem omo dwuma kasa omo yemu a omo hu se ebebo omo papa nti osofo Mensa Otabel kwesi ade twam and ode ne nsem etudwa reacting to some of these things ye nyina ye hu ye na no da memene da etwamu e wo KFC ye nti Reverend Mensa Otabel na ye mra sese
KFC was selling chicken for 15 cedis. I saw fear and trembling. You know, I mean, I looked at the eagerness of people, what they were ready to go through just to buy one meal, not for a year, not for a month, but they feel I don't have to miss this opportunity. Can you imagine if we approach life with the same eagerness? I can't go to work late. I can't go and open my shop late. I can't relax about this. I have to be in the office by 8 o'clock. I'll be there at 6. The shop must open at 6. 4:30 I'm going to open the shop because I can't miss this moment. I can't miss this moment. People do it for a meal that will last just yesterday or today maximum. But what about your destiny? What about all the things God has put inside of you? What about all the desires God has put inside of you? What about all the things God has worked inside of you? What about all the things that dropped in your spirit during 40 days of power? All the things you said you would do, I'll do this. Hey, this year I won't miss God. Hey, this is my year. This is my... What about that? Have you worked it out with fear and trembling? Or you are waiting and relaxing, hoping that one day it will be all right? We have to learn to work out what God has worked into us. KFC was selling.
Reverend Mensa Otabel, Nsawam, or the etudwa about some of these things who be screens in the so you won't say amount for any abre 15 Ghana cedis nam oberi and a meal that will not last you for over 3 hours. I mean, yes, says KFC on chicken now. I bet me work at 3 hours. But an act of a lifetime. I bet me have any fortunes that they are brown. No, among form fast seriousness where be and fire attach it. Eziano and our dear foot will come away at the attaching with our samba na among for far na among at the year foot the others because asemna a one year tra at the adansi and he said or case for seriousness echo one cassa would you more not just say a binie said the amount for soya how much ekosa line no eno eho asem na ne nyina mu ena men kan say NPP4 enso so afa asem no ena omo so e de eka omo asem in a different way because omo kire mu a nipa empempem mabunu empanimfo ka ho bi a omo kosa line say omo kwakoto enam 15 Ghana cedis aba bewe no aban adwuma na promise sa ankofo ni nyina na wen over 1 million jobs are you promise mabunu no NPP4 say KFC for 15 cedis your mama because 1 million jobs no ha ka yenyi ni say amount for beba ko salary say 15 cedis enam omu kwa kodi akire yenti NPP4 communications and some of the buy na emra sese
e ka say omu di juma bebre last week when they see KFC in people no echo queue from 12 midnight over 15 cedis at the corner. That's a lot on the conscience of this government because they just said 1 million jobs now so creating crash and you're not correct.
Enti eno NPP4 omo so omo ensemo a omo kan ye de efa ho eno adenta MP aspirant akosia menu kozi ono 2024 ko gina ye nemum Wontumi enwini ono ena de sansem no etudwa on behalf of the New Patriotic Party say ohwe niam ekoso ye a unzu say amanfo oji blows asumbo ena machire ebi mu ye hwie nsuo egu omo so KFC for now so ji omo de some of their doors glass doors na wo no ebi pie so just because people want to get 15 cedis enam to chew eji something there bebre asofo e de omo nsemo reactions about on this particular videos out here on screens in so NPP4 also politically almost so the omo politics aka ho omo ababe chirechim say eno kire say adwuma eni krom ha Ghana for mabunu dodo na eni adwuma nye eno nti na ama niam we nyina yehu ewo ye screens no so no enti yes that is KFC omo eniam e course so a lot of people were even raising concerns on the meat and namankasa no motono but then we from Asori to politics updates and I amamono on your screens Okoboga Tanga Senior High Schooler Girls Senior High Schooler asembiyesi wo honum ama sisi amenoka say GS interdicts 2 watchmen over alleged sexual assault of special needs students at Bogatanga Girls Senior High School and the GS the release about and he said watchmen from you know omo Bogatanga Girls SHS and students say around 14 years and already na or your special child and special needs for ni bi or dead draw so and sabe security men yi omo akwakoso so akra no mu asobone ama sisi GS de omo dwuma na sense ho kakra so on your screens alleged sexual assault at Bogatanga Girls SHS wait for immediate release from Ghana Education Service. Management of the Ghana Education Service GS has released a disturbing report of an alleged sexual assault involving a student of Bogatanga Girls Senior High School perpetrated by 2 watchmen of the school. Eti omuchemu report no muso sa kebi onwate say special child and special needs students be Oboga Girls Senior High School no watchman from you be almost sexually assaulted students no almost can report ni be now preliminary reports indicate that the student is a special needs student who is on medication. On the day of the incident, the students reportedly suffered a relapse and required medical attention. It was during this period that the alleged incident occurred. Enti akrano or the draw so, but then a draw no say I thought na no man udru baby a. E was enke oyare ne kono. Now you will experience a relapse. And not just say the asa ba no kra e wo soro kra chain. Previous one na okoje ho adro no. Like I said, yare no sadie, but then drew another stage also no unya a home medication. And tia no mu utimi se na akra no on shedan eni te bia papa mu. And still na what man from you no they sexually assaulted akra no ama ensem no akwakoye ensem bebre. So as an initial step, the 2 watchmen were arrested and handed over to the police for further investigation. In addition, management has interdicted them with immediate effect. Enti CCID yediomo akwa a police for say adwuma ankasa wangasa wo ye na akodi bone na police be found who free adwuma mu na say ye hwe na code of conduct niema a wo so wo ye wa adwuma mu no o bone na ama police wo be found no for and I say any code of conduct adwuma na wo ye no ho mra kakra bi e bata ho no bo abra na je say wo say ye interdict because wangasa in person we ni adwuma mu e na wasan so afom adwuma ne mra enti ye betwe wasinchen kakra nti say any de security men mienu no ya twe omo e de omo sinchen se ye hwehwemu na sa asem no koba na se bubo omo a na che se na de wo se ye de bo omo no ye de abomo na oto aso say thorough investigations into the matter are currently ongoing. Based on the outcome of the investigations, management will apply the appropriate sanctions in accordance with the GES Code of Conduct and the laws of Ghana. I just talked about this. Say Code of Conduct no ye hwehwemu a hu say enema oye no ene GES Code of Conduct ebra ene na waso emetimi ayeshe. The appropriate sanctions will be given to the 2 security men. Management cautions all staff of the service to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and to protect the safety, dignity and well-being of every student. And he almost staff no for administrators, kitchen staff, drivers, security men, obia porters, obia we adwuma ewo GES, especially the senior high schools. Schools ni na shawuye, you have to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and to protect the safety, dignity and well-being of every student. Akrabia betinya yoba amana yeye enti hwe na bo omo ho ban. Management assures parents, guardians, and the general public that the matter is being treated with the seriousness it deserves. Way signed by Daniel Fenyi, Head of Public Relations, GES, and an Nsa Eshasia, Yensa Akakrata Ibia Yede Emamo. And that is the update. But then, other reports by Neche say Akrano now or your boarding student. And she sent by Sano. Omo edibod na ize no ma akra no kofie ana ofrefie e na eba school na amanfo ntiase say was it because of say akra no is involved in this act and I say bibi say ato nti no mama na kofie and I say it was a whole lot amanfo de omano betu mu bi because akra 14 years there is no way of betting aka say security men they sought the consent of akra no and sana sanya no ekoso. Eti eno any update aye de emamo update bi e be free mo ba bia say ye be hwehwo mu nsem e be boa bom ye be sentence yo mu ni nyina ye de ni nyina so e be premo ye to ansem no so na ye de update no e de amamo on your screens e your sign here Alexander Afenyo Marcus ono e na ye the minority leader in parliament na say mo ono any the gold boss CEO Sami Gemfi omo banta kakra nsensem kakra e wo mo ntem IMF the report about say $1.97 billion a car gold board up with the operations of which was being funded by the Bank of Ghana. And Honorable Alexander Afenyo Marcus said there be Sana Niema no emu esitie enti or set by now crano and Gasame Gemfi ya friend atons in South friend amana be church and same we bubo na say court no be call so ko. Enti eno ehun sem de bebre ama we abeyi ano Sami Gemfi abeyi ano per what is going on no e was senka sign Alexander Afenyo Marcus e de the evidences do na e de ba but as a among for say as on pushi bebre I can do maybe class as or the asam no kwa we jam nyame na o say Sami Gemfi's days are numbered minority e mamo empaba mo ensama mo de e to dwane nyina you are going to be vindicated. Now, warning, Kessie and Odiama Sami Gemfi. Yenti Honorable Alexander Afenyo Marcus. Na yemra sisi.
It is not the critic who counts. not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievements, and who at the worst, if he fails, at the least fails while doing greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. To this end, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge my colleagues in the minority that although we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we must fear no evil. Let's remain strong. Refuse to be intimidated. Refuse the subtle culture of silence. Let's soldier on. Victory awaits us.
Sign Alexander Fenyo Markins Nesemo the two just said victory is just some few days ahead of them. Enti emoma bemu na nsem no said ye o ka no kra na say ebimu so betum futuro de agu nipa bi mu ani na omo ka nsem no in a very different way no enye sa na ti omo nto omo bo ase omo bedi nkunim enche bia ebimu say na ade na say Sign Alexander Fenyo Markins asa wo tone down and in some no menyame oza wote say okoti Bible ni ade aso de nsem no menyame ni nyina ne say edisi for so start say sa na tie dia ene honorable Alexander Afenyo Markins ono so eduma bi na Ghana Water Company Limited na ono eka board ne ho na Electricity Company of Ghana no so no ka board no ho ho ni mienu ni nyina okoye ni nyina ye ka so goton so wo boka onko no goton nyina mkane ho so asan so ka boka enti sa aka na ono so boye no omna no metrechirem ana say yoko omonto sanfre no metrechirem say ye den na sa sika twitwiri die eno so ka ono so ekobo ye 8.2 billion and 3.3 billion losses wo Ghana Water Company Limited and ECG ono so mra no metrechirem yen konye nti NDC for nsem omde tuja
na ye busa say owura Afenyo Markins wo ebra MPP wo ho no now we are between 2017 to 2019 no obi now we are board chairman Emma Ghana Water Company Limited na Ghana Water Company Limited a wo bi now we are board chairman ma omo no emfie nan a wo ye ye ni nyina afi bia no Ghana Water boka obi documents yi Kwadwo Safo afasi ana document ya obi ukwa Ghana ne omo audited financial statement obra na Yewura Afenyo Markins board chairman no 2017 omo boka 692 million 2018 Afenyo Markins board chairman no omo boka 666 million 2019 the omo boka 1 billion 2020 omuboka 998 billion. Just 4 years a Yewura Afenyo Markins board chairman wo Ghana Water no. Yewura Afenyo Markins aton suya boka.
No, but say day-to-day running of that company and your board.
No, you see, the CEO only implement the decisions of the board.
Sure, I agree.
The CEO cannot implement anything that the policies that the board has not agreed upon. So the CEO is just an implementer. What you say? Yewura Afenyo Markins Obi.
But the management of the company.
It's not about Obi. The board chairman, the board of every institution is the highest decision-making body. Where decisions as to how I be running company no yede.
Highest decision will be AGM and Ade.
No, I know your company limited by shares, not state institutions.
Okay.
Obi.
Okay.
Now what you say? Yes, but but the fact is
100% share.
Yes. The state is the 100% shareholder. So it means that general membership I could take a decision at annual general meeting in the state. So the board is the state in the to me am board no. And the Rafael Markins who what on Sio Aboka Obi. If we are saying an idea fupa and Sio. Now you Rafael Markins what on Sio bosom and fear 9. I feel back could be anywhere unyam faso. And ya honkwa between 20 ya almost almost second term will be a side and ECG. ECG one so now you Rafael Markins asako boka 8.2 billion. What on Sio Aboka. What on Kania Boka? In Sionkwa in 4 years, no? In Sionkwa Obi. In Sionkwa in 4 years, no? It's not about
at the almost at the end of
yes. But the ECG, all free one ECG Aboka 8 it doesn't matter. All free one ECG Aboka will be 8.2 billion. Okay, na Ghana what and so 4 years or Maboka 3.3 billion. It is ensure what on Sio Aboka Obi. Wo afenyo markings awaton so aboka no bi muko opposition wo nenam ho obi ancheo and they are zooming without admitting say gold board and normal generating a few we ya normal generating close to be $20 billion ama Ghana no 2 years amejam fi no na say e kakakra ba zooming without admitting say can gold board mo ka ba zooming without admitting say can ye gold board ka no be ko jail onu ane onu nti ye sika stabilize ama dollar every 17 cedis about 10 cedis no what on su aboka 3.3 billion unko jail enti dia na ma wa adwene ya say you rasameja mfi be ko jail na say ade na ya akoye tan na obi ma menka asem nkyerɛw ye tan na ye busa say owura afenyo markings wo ebra MPP wo ho no now we
eno enso so NDC for mo nsem mo de etojo mo kyeremu a say also allege say gold water aboka dia ene also so crime there was a new expiry date and you also your friend ba na ensem a ewo hu with Ghana Water Company Limited any ECG no ye hwehwem na ye hwesa won so ebebu abo anase enye yia unza asem nyina na se metime ba bi na won se makwa wi akokɔ se makwa wi akokɔ a wo a wo di asem na ba se makwa wi akokɔ no evidence wen fabra eno ho asem na sisi akwa wi enti ye he baby ansem no enyina ebekwa akosi because sisi am no ka say me gonna say the minority is still expecting say honorable Sameja Mfi beba parliament na ode emu ntiremu a CP edi aba na ode aba ba che Ghana for amamu so atimu bi say no kre say saka no omo emboya na omo hu baby a omo de asem no ebekọ akwakosi enti eno Alexander Fenyo Markins oni Sameja Mfi omo banta a omo wa sisi am no ka say di akwakoye nsem bebre because Sameja Mfi frɛ honorable Alexander Fenyo Markins say oye extortionist and as say so say the asem na si akwakoye no ase obi eyi nani but Ghana for kra no say per nsem no say the musika no omo hwehwem because sika na ye boss no enye honorable Alexander Fenyo Markins dia and enye Sameja Mfi so dia etimu dia samo sika bia yira amumra na yaboka amumra na mwetirem ni hu kwan a ebefa so a ebekoye nim on your screens Ghana's most beautiful Bono East representative ono ene da screens ne so no na wotwe twam na se na wotwe mu ene beto odwa se ukọ old tafo kumase ukọ old tafo to be precise se be chronobobi akoso ama ono ena omutiremu a some laces ene mantade ene me kan say bags nya de eyade a wakwakosesa anka odi edwane sesen na eno ana manfo estarte ya omo etresi na omo ekoka ne she baabi ema omo start toto na no kakra ema mse obi e pasem no ntiremu ono mahu se de esitie na ansa omo se na so omo che obi na sese de okọ wiade a mebi musa ebebi mu yesei obi o ha ye chena ne ye bona so wo obi sase na ye den ena me de obi musa na me de bobo masomi na we de ne omo pe baabi e de ne hye amanfo say so yo oba ne ho ofenti na ye sana na ase den but then say bebre ba quickly no ebeko altafo na mahwe time a omo ete no because nchiremu ono ankasa as ohima sapoma Angela ono ankasa e di nchiremu aba enti yebeko na time omo che no ye hwe the scene say na hositi ye ba ni nchiremu ono ankasa de ba ye no ye de ni nyina ebesan so atwa mo so yen ko wota fo ne emra sisi
entantro bi antro na ucha o chantro entantro bi antro na ucha o chantro
Now, if I have a cool inside. I see that now to me. I know for the real dining. This side. I know for the real dining. There's a what's behind you, sir. I got to discover. Then I was discovered.
Enti eno 2023 Ghana's most beautiful contestant for Bono East, representative for Bono East. Mse Sunyane area mu ho na sisi na so akwakwakoye sisi ya wa trend pa na wotwe awie ye eni na wotwe mu nyina lady wa trend pa na odi nkyeremu aba na the first part of nkyeremu no mse hwehwe aso kakra omakodi dwa akototo niema omo eba ena car otnemo metumi za abobo ya ibi rickshaw yibi amu friend say yellow enubi ena pragia ena otnemo na mse omo doje traffic no so ohu center de bi ewo shop bi mu a center de na efe enti obese o den osi no kwakọ hwese obetimi ato a akomo niema ho because onso mu ko bi shop akofa niema ono so eba beton enti osi ya okọ shop no amso obie shop na obomu obi amfi no ena oye se ni ono abebie nu ahwese e bia nipa no wadanti no onte ohe na obi ani ho ena osa akotena aka nim no okoye na asukwan ofa so obepie wa ha no yentie ni nkyeremu ono angasa de baaye na yemra sisi.
Please, can I start?
Yes, you can start. Let us know exactly what happened, at what time, where, and how.
Let me start the whole story. I and my friend, we decided to open a clothing brand, okay? So I had money. Yeah, see, a day 29th way. And I'm saying, I'm going to money and say, your shop on a crown. I said, you're full is kind of crown. Made the fuck a crown. Now, I'm going to find your money and send the number association or one side be. Not my pack when you're not me life, not me to what I say. See, you're quite all about of fine, yema. And I papa charging me 100 cedis and Miss Mesika 80 cedis. No, so okay. And see, yeah, bano, na me catch any say onjina, na menta, ya me impab web me tompa slippers be hems for slippers nibi. And see, yeah, but ye akaka come ye do east side honum or tafo because after no jana traffic into a farm mozongo side honum ne eco piesa. Meaning some money mozonga also be any free I say no. Oko fast aquina or the baby when more in your traffic in your day, and you know, TFI, I can't sense I will see dress. It was very nice. It was very shiny. To many boss now, make us a driver. So I went there just to check on the dress because I liked it. Okay, me do one no. No, me boma will be and me. So I tried opening his face. Be any panada and I work 2 months. But me try and be. And I make a driver and say, "Oh, new honey, so anya day. Oh my young combra." And then we left. And that was when later all kinds of baby us my dempo. Some of my shop abba baby and sika. And natare. The thing is the see our casano was make driver and make trying say and your mamma fan your ma wo you can say pancrono side one into no ya odura ondina. But say one tea or so tea, you said then you see a drew baby a motor atari na me see and I say make up atari price and met me out my them at all. So when I entered, nobody was there. I came out again. And to me, Pia Banana, me who sister, and I say, me chiana, me catch and say, me atari since any more no. And I me pay. Come and see the woman start talking, say, yeah, for why we add an apple sack in your sack in ma. Ya pejana miss oh. Kafra and ye be a driver in him say media because some me inside me MPA and to make a say kofa ne man no e beti me and say e bia like or kofa dia then amame because media make a say kofa ne ma bana atare ba kofa na meto bibia o mo kase makowia ni sikai se si aminim o se ni sika na aywa o se ni den na aywa o minim de o si aywa. And they even made me pay for the dress. The dress, then I wanted it. So, I catch them saying by force or kind store money mommy says billion mentor. Now, say I don't have that kind of money. Me, nyamu 100 million grants, you know, they own him. Oh, they're like, Omunji Bakunisika. They're not me pen, Omunjanam, Omumaminko. So my young Omubonidia, Omufancha, because I didn't mean to. And that was when I shall say Casa baby. So I even went off. Then I member online because as a me who are my bebu what I say. Hence me call TikTok live maybe and as I mean shut down active of late.
Inti Obia and Chiwanko police station and there was nothing like that.
No, we didn't go to the police station. All we did was
Hello, I know him with network no.
Eti eno ohima Sapoma Angela ena yekote ne Kabuno East 2023 Ghana's most beautiful representative ena yekotie nkyeremu a ode eba ye no na nsam no sa utie bi sei ena wankasa ohu no sei na tie ohun because odwene ho bebia nipa na store ne ye ne dia no kra ba e kire sei bag na sign ne ho kra na enema ne gumu na ode gina ho no kra bag ne ye ono ankasa shop ru ne dia eti den na sa bag no so kra ekokodi ni ho nti amafo do na asa asem no wa cheche mu de ba still na omo enhyeda entiase nti ebedi nsem na chi na de ebefiri mu ababia no ye de ni nyina amamo quickly no yenko Ghana yen airport na say ebeto odwa say Ghana immigration for be ya transfer omo any ade because of extortion and bribery ekoso ewo ye airport any ade na say no some aviation securities be omo aso ayese na ne nyina ne say ensem e ba ye nche ya ye keka ho nsem no these are some evidence ayeba be yi ade akere mu a this one was caught red-handed on camera say all Jessica during a routine search ewo passenger bi bag mu ne niema and unse passenger no de fa ase kakra no de bribe no ema no wey live and calendar ewo screens ne so ayeba be yi amu ohu say yes indeed extortion and bribery omo ka ho asem ewo ye airport no say ebi ntowode a eni na ye de bi baba be chow sisi and quickly no ye hwesa CCTV footage wey na ye mra ye ba be di hu nkomo e de amamo way any the course it is still on your screens. You could see say omo scanner fast here and maame no age ni din use sika no say ye kwan paso anka enim say obeje am obi ehun say wagi sika ade receipt impo ade amani po this cano ade den ema ho but bibia sa anya den ankoso and this still raises concerns on say still na ebimo ye sanction almost say ye transfer ebimo from the airport to some other places. Now still now we could see some of these videos are not just still na ebimo treful on still now some of them wants to go ahead and be taking monies from passengers near there. Some of them can deliberately ensure some flights be to a job because or jiska or one first canal man. So many people are reporting some of these acts in our airports, but still now edaso and I say gusua ahead and air coso. And see when you taking actions on this particular one now and also serve as a deterrent to some of the aviation securities or immigration for more juma or airport or more sebi a dream maybe. Omoma passengers o maso timi ye hye ohu open dollars kan say o dollars ni me ho still also obeje mini cities o say there be still na obejiska e dey free ho nti ebi e na o screens no so a o hwe no nti say the o master ti o mo ebo ho adwuma no ye be expect say o mema na koso say be ya nyema bi say eto ebetimi atwa wo ye airport a utu kwan a obetimi akona somdwemu na nye say kakra aka won ho agu bi kra akodura no eno nko ani sika won ho obi apra ne ho sika nyina akeka bom ese odi tu kwan onji kakra aka no ho a wetimi aboabo no se okwa wetimi a start dey assorting ne ho ne nema no checkpoint bia ye bejo checkpoint bia ye bejo to betra play mu no na ho sika asan so ho abroche zo koduru na ne nam ho ase ye hu de o ye hu de o ye ne na ne nam airport ho a omo sa atam ho a o bra ye hu adem ha ne enche wade ubesi for mbe pie na gina Ghana ese aboaba a wonim ho hwe enti sa ne ma we nyina ya de a wo se omo hwe na omo etwa so quickly no ye be ko eye dumso ensemu na ye de ho nsem e de abremo na kwesi ada etwa mu no light edumye say report no say edin kan ba ye anase ending kan ama no your press statement from Gridco aye de ema mo sisi no light no ase enema mo sesa wo ho ne doso. Enti wey another one a omo esesa say me kura ekame anadwo be say 2 na omo dum light omo dum na anopa mu ho na me hu say abaka kraba still na no na amanfo dodo na omo any light na omo eho kire omo. So this is from Gridco where a press statement omo corporate communications and omo the release way buy for immediate release 22nd August 2026 tower replacement work on Ashaman section of 161 kV Tema Achimota transmission line. The Ghana Grid Company Limited, Gridco, wishes to inform all the public that it will carry out the next phase of work on its tower on the Ashaman section of the 161 kV Tema Achimota transmission line, which got damaged following a tanker explosion nearby. And saying some explosion near Koswa. Among for edit home pictures, ni videos about 12 on chain. Ghana Fire Service almost the home update by home sembe no. And no ekoma omo tower no ebi ehoko kan it got damaged and it needs a replacement. It's no replacement no NMR lights. It's in echo off for some time. This phase of work will be carried out on Sunday, 23rd August 2026 from 3 a.m. to 6 p.m. Our engineers and technical teams will use this period to safely undertake the remaining work to restore the integrity of the transmission line. Enti omo as at that time from enrano ebesi na nyina muni light no Gridco chemo the engineers and technical team they will still use that same period to make sure say omo ebema omo maka nyina omo etumi enya light. Enti eno Gridco for omo updater omo ede emaye to facilitate the replacement works and ensure the safety of personnel and the public. Power supply to some locations in Greater Accra region will be interrupted during the period of work. Enti some busua omo area adwumayi say o light go off not just adwuma na no busua omo ye trying to restore light and then safety ewo site hono mo ankasa ene mo amu use anyinam kanea ede eye adwuma no. Gridco is collaborating with the Electricity Company of Ghana to navigate the impact, to mitigate the impact of the power supply interruption on customers and communities in areas affected by the planned works. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience this interruption will cause and request the patience, understanding, and cooperation of the public as Gridco works progressively to complete this critical work. Enti no aye Gridco for omo ensemo a omo ede eba omo ede kire say yes omo yes nsiesi adwuma bi ewo omo menka say omo towers ni bi ho enti ebema kanea no atwetwe ni mu kakra nti so kanea adwuma na kese adwuma na na omo eguso a omo no enti yes Pinax TV ye the updates bebre na ye de ebrewo ye de mo ebesi ewa ha ya na adamase